Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of El Local Podcast 831. I am your host, Eddie Gonzalez, and today I have Kim Lacrosse joining us over the phone and Celeste Gutierrez joining us. And we're here to talk about Calles Libres, ladies and gentlemen. Kim is the director of Growing Greatness, and Celeste, you are part of Ecology Action.
Yes.
What is your role with Ecology Action?
I am the program manager overseeing everything Watsonville.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And this is a pretty cool episode, guys, because we are promoting the event Calles Libres happening November 2nd, Sunday, November 2nd, here in downtown Watsonville. And we got these amazing ladies who are doing great work in the community to talk about it. So, Kim, you are with us over the phone. So if you want to introduce yourself and kind of give us a little bit about who you are and your role with Growing Greatness, kind of give us a little bit of that.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for having us here today. Very happy to be here. I feel like, this is a representation of, a lot of work and a lot of time. I was born in Watsonville. I love Watsonville. I love that we get to bring events like this to Watsonville. Growing Greatness does most of our work in Watsonville, and everything that we do is free. So getting to share kind of our message and our work, and especially this event is really special. So we appreciate being able to be here with you all.
Awesome. And so let's say you are part of Ecology Action. So kind of give me a little bit rundown of, your role and kind of what you do with that organization.
Yeah, so with Ecology Action, I'm the program manager here in Watsonville overseeing, I think right now it's 6 or 7 different grants. One of them is just closing down and we're about to open up a new one. And similar to what Kim just shared, everything we do here in Watsonville is free. Mm-hmm. So we go into the schools and we teach the kids how to ride a bike, how to cross the street safely. We do a lot of community bike programming. That's actually how I started working with Kim. And how do we encourage folks here in Watsonville just to be more active? Mm-hmm. That often, I'll hear people talking about like, well, there isn't anything fun to do in Watsonville. And then you take a group of young people and adults out to the slough, either on a walk or on a bike. And they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. It's like right here. Like it's not far. It's 5 square miles, and being able to open up those opportunities for people is great. So that's what I do. And also just like let people know that there's more to Watsonville than what people think, kind of like start to shift that narrative. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's very awesome that you guys mentioned free, because I think everyone knows that if it's free, they're going to try it out.
Totally.
Right? Everyone loves free stuff.
Yes.
You can never say no to free. And I agree with what you say, that there's so much here in Watsonville as far as free things to do, like nature and getting out there and active, that not a lot of people know.
Yes.
I think there is still some areas that people are just like, I did not know that was there. Mm-hmm. Well, as a matter of fact, it's like in your own backyard.
Yep.
Yeah. And a quick little example of that is like the slough right there off of Ohlone and near off of Main Street on the other side, there's like these trails, right? And I remember back when they were kind of first, they developed, and people would take pictures of these beautiful like scenery and birds. I'm like, dude, where is that?
It's here.
It's right here, like right outside. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I explored it, and sure enough, it's right there, and it's nice. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I think that's really great that there's spaces like that here that you don't need to drive half an hour to visit.
Nope.
Right. So that's really awesome. So Calles Libres is an event, like I said, happening November 2nd here in downtown Watsonville. And from our conversations, it's the first time happening in 7 years.
Yes.
7 years. So can you guys give me a little bit of rundown of what Calles Libres is? Aside from the event, it being an event, what is Calles Libres?
Kim, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll jump in on that. So basically, Calles Libres is an event that was actually started in Watsonville many years ago by the youth of Watsonville. Jóvenes Sanos originally went to the Regional Transportation Commission when there wasn't a lot of activities happening in Watsonville. So this is, I think it was like 15 years ago or so.
Okay.
And they went and they spoke and they said, why does Santa Cruz and by the other end of the county have all these things happening. You know, North County and South County is over here like, hey, we want to have, you know, fun, healthy, free activities. And right in that meeting, they were given $25,000 to have our first open street.
Oh, wow.
So that's how it all got started. And it speaks to the things that we're talking about here, right? The power of youth voice, the power of being grassroots, the power of, you know, removing these barriers of cost, right? So we're having events where people can come together, they can connect. And, you know, that's what we're doing. We're providing a space. Again, when we're in a time where people are being, you know, separated, people are being, picking sides, and, you know, we need to come together and connect on things that matter. You know, what matters most is each other, and being able to be healthy and active and do fun things. You know, we need to have time to be outside, connect with nature, all the things that you're saying, and we need to have those things in our community. And I feel like Watsonville's really changed a lot in the last
100%
years.
Yes.
And yeah, like I sit in these meetings now, and like there is enough to do. There is a lot to do. We can always do more, but I mean, I know, for example, Jóvenes Sanos is expanding to the other areas, and I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, and that's great because I do agree. Like, Watsonville has always gone a bad rap in many senses, and also not as much funding over the years. And it seems like there's been a turning point within the last couple of years that like people are noticing, you know what, Watsonville is not as bad as it seems, as this stigma that people make it seem out to be. And there is and are events that are very community based, I feel more, and not to take away anything from any other cities or anything, but I feel like the community here in Watsonville is so tight, and they just come together very well. And it could be from like a small little pop-up to like a big, you know, event like the Strawberry Festival. It seems that everyone shows up. It doesn't matter. And I think this is great that we're having this event. And so the origin of it, but what was the reason behind why it stopped? Because it's the first time in 7 years. Is there a reason why it stopped?
Well, there was supposed to be one back in 2020, and then we all know what happened in March of 2020, COVID. And as I mentioned, I've been in this position. I didn't mention this earlier. I've been in this position now for 10 months. And one of the things that I learned quickly was like, hey, I have a bunch of things that I need to do. And I was just trying to play catch up. And this was one of them. And I was like, who in the community has really shown that they can like step up, you know, and they can turn the community out, and Growing Greatness is that organization. And that's why it's happening now. So it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen next year. And my hopes and plans is that it just continues to happen and it continues to grow. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. That is amazing. And so what can we expect? So what we know is that we're shutting down downtown Watsonville. All right. So we're shutting down Main Street right in front of the Placita. We're shutting down Peck Street, East Beach Street, and then the street in front of Cabrillo College Union.
We're not shutting down Beach Street because that needs to stay open because it's what is it called? Like, hopefully next year we'll have it open. This came together very quickly, and what folks can expect is calles libres in English would be open streets, and it's really to be able to give people the space to actually physically see what it would look like to have a community where there are no cars. So people can show up on their bike, on their scooters, on their one wheels, on their batamobile, and there's not going to be a car there to like impede them. Right. And we're going to have a bike rodeo. And what that really means is a space where if you don't know how to ride a bike, we'll teach you how to ride a bike. Or if you come and you have your bike or your scooter, or I don't know what they're called, like your little andadera, the thing that the old ladies push.
The little.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So if you pull up with one of those and you're like, oh, I need my brakes fixed, like we have a mechanic that can fix everything that I just mentioned. And again, it will all be free. We'll also have an e-bike demo. So if there's any folks that are out there listening and they're like, oh, I thought about getting an e-bike. I maybe want to replace my car because owning a car is pretty expensive. You just think about having a car, but you're not thinking about maintenance, gas, insurance. And when you have a bike, you're like, oh, I got a flat tube and I can literally fix it myself, right? So we're going to have an e-bike demo. And then there's also going to be a ton of different resources. There's going to be folklorico. There's going to be the White Hawk dancers. There's going to be Digital Nest is going to be playing. I'm totally blanking on the name. Do you remember the name of the movie, Kim?
Yeah, it's called In the Dirt.
In the Dirt. And I believe that's the one where the kid is talking about how it's not possible to get to the beach.
No, this one, In the Dirt, is about, no, but that's a great little documentary, local documentary too. I'll just jump in here. So In the Dirt is about bringing biking to the reservations, and just reservations have like a really high rate of suicide. And it just talks about the impact, again, of biking and community, right? Because we're not just riding a bike, right? It's creating community, it's creating connection, it's growing their confidence. It's like showing these kids that they can do hard things, they can grow, they can change. So it's a movie about that. It's very powerful. It's about 45 minutes long.
Yeah, I think it's very liberating. Like, that's the impression that I got, because I remember I went to Outride and they were talking about the same movie. And I think that that's like a word that I would describe when you're on a bike, particularly like some folks that have been told, like, you can't ride a bike, like, you're a girl, or something along those lines. And then once you get on a bike and you're like, oh, like, the wind is in my hair and I can go, like, you feel like you can just go anywhere. Like, the sky is the limit. So that'll be very bike centric, but also very walking centric and very community centered. Of like, how do we bring folks together to like create spaces of joy that I think it's very easy to get, you know, bogged down and like the sky is falling, all of these horrible things are happening, which is true. Horrible things are happening, but like, how do you come from a place of love and joy? And at least to me, being able to come from that place, particularly when it's like so chaotic and just, there's so many things outside of our control, that if we can create those spaces, to me, I see it as an act of rebellion, where it's like, things are crazy, but I'm still going to show up for myself and I'm going to show up for my community so we can have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys mentioned, right, that, you know, it's free. So if you have a bike, if you have, you know, a little cart or whatever, you know, they'll come on out and check it out. And if you need help fixing a little repair, you know, it's there for free, which is actually really cool, because believe it or not, people, like, bikes are expensive.
Yes.
Bikes, and then to maintain is expensive. And, it's kind of, it sucks because unfortunately, you know, there was a bike program that was in Pajaro Valley High School that is no longer there. And so I know a lot of people in the community, a lot of youth love that class and love bikes. And so if you guys are out there and, you know, you miss that, you know, getting your hands in and fixing, and you can learn a little thing or two, come on out and check it out. And I think that's really cool, because I know for me, you guys had mentioned bike safety.
Yes.
And it's very important because, unfortunately, it is, even though the city and the county has done a great job of providing bike lanes and making it more safe for bike riders, it is still a little bit dangerous. And I think that's very important, because to teach not just people that are riding bikes, but also if you're driving, you know, how to look out for bike riders and how to look out for your surroundings, because let's face it, it's not been kind over the last couple of years, just bike riders. And I think that's very important. If someone, you know, again, I get it. Sometimes you're riding you know, you're driving and there's a little bike person, you know, so I'm riding a bike and it just kind of cut in a little bit. It happens, you know, no one's perfect, you know, on both sides, but I think it's important to learn. And I think that's a great way for the community to learn, teach, and come together in that sense. So,
Eddie, I'm going to add to that, because that's a great point, and that's the like bigger picture work of what Ecology Action and Growing Greatness do. Is we have all these events, you know, whether it's biking, walking, hiking, camping. All these events are about creating spaces where people can learn together, and like I was saying earlier, like grow their confidence, right? Because that is what, you know, barriers, right? The cost, often barriers are often like, we do monthly women's rights, for example, and almost every single one of those women said, and they say every time, like, they don't want to go by themselves. They want to go together. And then we go together and we're better together, right? We have so much fun together. And then they make new friends and they try new things. And we sometimes have like these on bike workshops. So like the bike rider that's going to be at the event, where they're encouraged and supported. Like, nothing we do is about competition. It's all about collaboration and supporting and like lifting people up and like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
100%.
just like, yeah. And that's why everything that we do, so there's like a lot of us that do this work with also Gardenia. I want to shout out to Gardenia because we love them.
Yes.
We all have the same model. It's
Yeah.
free, it's fun, it's accessible, it's supportive, and it is really special. It's a really special experience. So every event that we do is transformational. It's like you leave a better human.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what you want. That's what you want in the community. That's what you want with programs in general, right?
Yeah.
You leave a better person, and not just, and also people that are putting it together. You want to leave the community better than what you found it, right? And
Exactly.
so that is 100% amazing. And you mentioned Gardenia, and really quick, let's give out. You know, I want to give a shout out to everyone who is a part of this event and organization. So we got Ecology Action. We have Growing Greatness. We want to thank the city of Watsonville for helping us with that. We have, let's see, I have the flyer right here. Rewilding Ministry, right? Gardenia, Amor y Bienestar. We have, let's see.
Watsonville Wetlands Watch.
Watsonville Wetlands Watch. We got Watsonville Bike Shack. We got Modo, right? Did I say that?
That's it's whether you're saying in English or Spanish, like modo, we made it up for Ecology Action. Like
okay.
with like mi modo, and then it's walking.
Okay,
riding bike.
that is new. That is new. First I've heard of that. We have the I don't know, the Nivelum movement. Enliven movement. Okay, thank you for that. And then we have California Climate Investments.
The California Air Resource Board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you to them. And of course, El Local Media.
Thank you.
El Local Podcast 831 as well.
Because Eddie's going to be there. You're going to tell him what you're going to be doing, dude.
So I will be there.
You know me, I got to bring the fun. Come on.
Yeah. So I will be your MC for the events the day of. So I'll be out there, hosting it and giving information as the day goes of what's going on and the times and just to bring a good vibe, right? That's what we're all here for. Yep. We're all here for that good vibe. And so I'll be out there. You can catch me out there for sure. So what can we expect other than the bike riding? I know there will be performances, like you said, the White Hawks, Folklorico.
There's also going to be, I forgot to mention this earlier, there's going to be an altar because it's going to be, I believe, a day or two after Day of the Dead.
It is the day of.
Oh, it is?
Yes, November 2nd. So November 2nd is Day of the Dead, and it is going to be Dia de los Muertos theme.
Yeah.
And so can you want to talk about like that?
So there's going to be a theme where the gazebo is. You know how there's a little gazebo right in the center of the placita? So there's actually going to be an entire altar. So correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, that folks can bring pictures if they'd like to contribute to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, so you'll be able to bring pictures to contribute to it, but it will be closed off. So like you can come and bring something to put on the altar, but it's not going to be like open where you can just come in and out, in and out. Like we want to be respectful of the space.
Okay. And then that's great.
There's also a lot of booths that are going to be decorating with altars, and we're going to have a lot of arts and crafts activities. Like there's going to be paper mache, there's going to be tissue flowers, there's going to be some clay making. There's going to be some cross decoration. There's so many activities actually happening that are going to go along with the Dia de los Muertos theme, and then a lot of the booths, like I said, are going to be decorating as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. It just seems like it's going to be just a very colorful, rightful, artful day.
I think variety. One of the things this is one of the reasons I really enjoy working with Kim is whenever we do something, there's options. Like there's some people that are like, I don't want to ride a bike. And it's like, okay, well, don't ride a bike, And then there's some folks that are like, I want to do art. And it's like, okay, well, then do some art. So like whatever it is that you're into, there will be something there for you. Yeah. Or if you're like, I'm into the like tech things, okay, there will be something there for you. Or if you're like, I want to do yoga, it will be there. So it's how do we encourage, like there's not one way to be active. So how do we give folks options, but also how can you expand your creativity? And I mean, I look at like, even if it's exercise, like you're being creative, but you're being creative with your body, So how can we just provide different options and venues for folks to be engaged, to be connected, like how can we be more connected as a community?
Yeah.
That I think COVID really showed us that how important it is, like our social relationships, so that when you're walking down the street and you see somebody, you can be like, hola, buenos dias, and not have it be weird,
Yeah.
you know, of just like we're connected and I see you. And like for me, that's really important. And I know for Kim it is too, for folks to be seen and to feel loved.
Yeah.
And I think this really creates that space for people to be open to those types of experiences.
Yeah. And it's great because, you know, we talk about like being active, right? Everyone thinks, well, I got to go exercise. I got to go to the gym. I got to go running. I got to go hiking. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think what's amazing about this is that we're, like you said, we're promoting other ways of being active. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be something so demanding physically. Like you said, it could be yoga. It could be, there was this last time that we were a couple months during the summer, we had that event as well.
Yeah.
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
It was super
Yeah.
cool.
What was cool about that, I had never heard of it up to that moment.
Wow.
And so it was cool because you saw little kids going up there and be like, what is this? And
Yeah.
they were kind of doing it too. They were kind of participating. So it was a way to like introduce something new. And I think that is amazing when, you know, you introduce something new. People are like, okay, I'll try it, you know, because it's not like lifting weights, you know. I know.
Eddie, that's exactly it. That's exactly what we're trying to do, is encourage people to try new things and give them that option about moving it and trying something in a space where they're, again, supported, encouraged.
Yeah.
People are like cheering them on. It's not like they're being stared at, or they don't have to pay, because like a big stereo, like yoga classes are like $25.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's on the
You
low
know?
end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge barrier.
And I know for those who have been following, I brought in Sandra
Oh, nice.
earlier in the podcast last year, and Gardenia, you know, they do kickboxing, they do, you know, women's, you know, their setting and how they run their program, but they're going to come and introduce all that stuff as well. And that's really cool because, again, like you said, kickboxing or boxing is pretty expensive. Yoga is pretty expensive. And the fact that this is free, again, cannot express this enough. Free.
Yeah.
FREE. You can't get that at all very often.
I think it gives people the opportunity to kind of dip their toes in the water, that sometimes you're like, oh, well, maybe I want to try yoga out, or maybe I want to try this activity out, but like I don't have the equipment, or I don't have the background or the skills or the confidence, etc. And this gives you the opportunity to like try it out, to be like, is this something that I want to do? And then if you come and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty cool, you'll actually be able to learn of the different orgs in the community that provide that for free, that you're like, oh, okay, then I can just keep doing it. Because I know one of the things that I've noticed, because I box and do Muay Thai, is like that sense of community when you're in those spaces, whether it's in the biking world or in the skateboarding world or in the yoga world. It's a sense of community that I don't think people understand until you're in it, that you're like, oh yeah, like those are my people. And you can have many people. And I think this is like I see it in my mind almost like as a collision of the different worlds and peoples of movement.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Exactly.
that's greatly put. And I love that. And so another thing is usually there are food vendors at events, but not necessarily this one. And Kim, do you want to talk about why there's not necessarily food vendors being brought out to this event, and more of how you want to reach the city there?
Thanks, Eddie. That's a great question. So something that I keep thinking about as we're talking today is it's not what we're doing, it's how we're doing it, right? We are doing things differently. So kind of the opposite of how things traditionally are. Like, you want to make change, just do the opposite. So you have all these classes and all these opportunities to do exercise. It's all free. So this is not about being against food trucks or other vendors, but what we are for is supporting Watsonville businesses, supporting the restaurants that are right there near the Plazita, right where we're going to be. So, you know, sometimes with open streets, it can impact the businesses, right? If the cars can't drive through, because that's the model that we're set up with, right? That's the system that we live within. So we decided that the best way we could do this was to take some of our funding and support the restaurants that are there. So we're creating coupons for I think we have 7 or 8 participating restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And when people come check in and they can sign a waiver to participate in the activities, they're doing any of the physical activities, and then they can get a coupon to get $1 off or $5 off or a certain percentage off of something at one of the participating restaurants. And then we are going to pay those restaurants for those coupons. So not only are the restaurants not losing any money, hopefully they're going to get new customers. We're going to support the community, support the economy. And also it's what Celeste said before, right? Change that narrative also about Watsonville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's great. That's great. Always, that's the motto here in this podcast, support local. Mm-hmm. There is some great restaurants there around downtown. And so that is amazing. One thing that I want to also mention, everybody, and I'm looking at the schedule here, and again, it's free. It's free. I cannot express that enough. There's going to be a 360 booth.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
A 360 booth. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And I mean, think about it. You're going to be out there. You're going to be biking. You're going to be with your friends. You're going to be trying something new. And you're going to be a little bit, I'm tired, but you're going to be excited. Well, hey, let's go take a picture. Let's go take a 360, picture. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And so I am specifically looking forward to that. So if anyone wants to take a 360 picture with me out there, I'll be out there.
Woo!
So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is and I'm looking at, the different organizations that are going to be there. Community Bridges, you got Railtail, Pitch-In, PVHT, Suicide Prevention Center. You have the Santa Cruz Regional Transportation Commission, Gardenia, so many organizations. And I love the fact, again, resources.
Yeah.
Resources.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things too is like just the orgs some of the orgs you're naming right now, Eddie, is sometimes some of those organizations want like information of like what's happening in the community or what's important or like what's next, right? And I think the cool part about having these types of events is like bring the thing to the people. Like don't expect the people to come to you.
Yeah.
And I think being able to create this is going to give those orgs opportunity to be able to get that information directly from people. That like sometimes people are like, I don't want to fill out this survey or like I don't want to go and do this thing. Whereas like if you come to an event that's already happening downtown, you can walk to it, you can ride your bike, you can get to there however you want to get there to it. And then I think you're a little bit more open to then providing your feedback of like, well, this is why I don't ride my bike to work or this is why I drive my car, even though it's not that far away. That I think sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And then when we're in the spaces where we can share with folks that actually can like start to make those shifts and those changes in the community of like, oh, I didn't realize that, perhaps people are afraid to ride their bike on Freedom because it's a share-o. You don't necessarily have a full-on bike lane. Or I don't know the names. Like, how sometimes there's those like tall green, like orange cones that separate the bike lane from the
delineators.
Thank you, Kim. The delineators. Like, those make me feel so much safer. Like behind Target, where they have the delineators, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll ride my bike. Like, I mean, I ride my bike anyways, but it's such a huge difference having the delineators versus not having the delineators. And like I would say, Freedom. I bring it up because there is no bike lane, and when I ride my bike on it, like it's like car, me. And then another car, and in my head, I'm like, ooh, like car v me, like car is winning, And I think being able to share that, with the RTC, if anybody's coming and you want to share some of your own experiences, it will totally go a long way.
I like that word. Sorry.
You. Oh, that's okay. I know it's hard when I'm on the phone. I'm like, when do I jump in? So thanks guys, when I'm cutting you off. But Celeste, you made me think of a couple of other things that are going to be there. So we're going to have bike valet. So if you want to ride their bikes to the event, free bike valet. So we'll be taking care of your bikes. We'll have a special space where you can put them. That's going to be over by the Cabrillo College area if you want to roll in that way. Okay. Another thing is we're working with Felipe Hernandez and Maria Orozco to have parking where people can park over by the new county building off of Ohlone, and then they can ride from there. So there's going to be free parking over there. And then the other thing is that Growing Greatness is going to have a space, we call these our imagination maps, where people can come and write on the imagination map what they would like to see in Watsonville. Also, what are some barriers that they're experiencing, right? Like exactly what you just said, Celeste. Like, you know what? I don't want to ride my bike here because I don't feel safe here. Or I would like to see more trees over here. Or I feel like we should have more delineators here, right? So this is a space where you can, have your input. We'll also have spaces where people can have input for, where they would like Calles Libres to be next year, because next year the Placita is going to be being remodeled, so we have to think about that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of spaces. Digital Nest is helping us to do like a live stream and do some interviews. There is so much going on this day. It's going to be, there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone.
And I can imagine it now. Like, I see the plaza. I've seen it, shut down and closed off. And from what you guys are telling me and what we got going on, I'm picturing it, and like, it's gonna be fun. I could picture everyone just riding around, just kind of doing activities. Like it seems like it's gonna be a fun-filled day. Fun-filled day.
Exactly.
And I wanted to add on really quick that word delineator.
It's a good word.
That's a good word. Oh my gosh, that's the first I've ever heard of that. Can you say that 5 times fast? Delineator, delineator. Oh my gosh.
Delineator.
I know, it's so cool that like, it's weird that like these like weird items have these weird fun names.
Yes.
It's like, I've never known that.
Same. I always refer to them as like, those like tall orange things that separate you from the cars.
It's like playing the game, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
It's a stick cone.
Stick cone, right?
Yeah.
But it makes me think of something else like you guys are doing, Celeste.
What are you doing?
You guys are doing rides. They're doing some rides. Tell them about that.
Are you talking about the upcoming rides or?
No, the rides, like at the event, that there's going to be some rides that go out in the community.
So we were going to do rides. So if folks want to do them, totally. I don't know if what we wanted to do, and it's not going to happen this year, is we want to do a ride to the beach. That's been one of our goals, is there's no access to the beach because there's no infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
So like if you live in Watsonville, the only way you can really get there is if you have a car. So what we're going to do is the rides they'll take place actually at Calles Libres, where there will be like a little route that will be on Main Street. It will go into Peck and then up Union. It's not like almost like a backwards 4, like inverse 4, and that will be like the bike lanes that will be happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, make sure you guys take your bike.
Yes.
Take your bike.
And if you don't have a helmet, we'll be giving away free helmets as
Free
well.
helmet.
Yeah. So if you come and you can you'll see people giving away helmets, and we'll give them away to you for free. And then we'll also have like bike lights. We'll have, bells.
Bells.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll have bells. Like how do you make
bike
yourself
bells.
more? Yeah, how do you make yourself more visible and just more safe? When you're out on a bike,
Exactly.
there isn't like it's like you in the road. And how do you make yourself more visible and more seen so that the cars can see you?
Yeah. Guys, I mean, did you guys just hear what you said? Helmets, rings, bells,
Yes,
lights
yes,
for free.
and to fix your bike. Like I have a bike mechanic, Willie. Shout out to Willie. Huge shout out to Willie. Willie is our bike doctor. Like I have yet to see somebody bring a bike to him that he can't fix. Like the only times he hasn't fixed a bike was when folks have donated bikes to us, and it's like they're like on their last leg, and he's like, I can use this as parts. Like I can't fix this. Like it's going to cost way more money to fix this bike, but anything you can bring to him, he will fix it. And I think that's huge as well, that we've had folks, when we did events over the summertime, where I constantly refer to them as like Frankenstein bikes, where you can clearly tell like this part is from one bike, this part's from another bike, and like, but he'll make it work. Yeah.
That's awesome. Again, free.
Yes.
Like you get
free 99.
free 99. You can't beat that. And if you guys Google how much a helmet costs, how much it is to fix your bike, like look at those prices.
Yeah. Like how much does it cost to fix your brakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is.
And then we're also connecting people to, like when you guys are doing the Ecology Action is doing the e-bike demos. There's a lot of programs. There's a lot of funding that comes throughout the year where you can apply for, some rebates to get a bike. So we have a lot of information too for people. And this is also about right? Keeping our bodies healthy, right? Keeping our community healthy, keeping our planet healthy, like everything that's there, there's an intention behind it, you know? And I think the other thing is, Celeste brought up this word earlier. One of the intentions is joy.
Totally.
Like just to feel connected and joyful and have fun. We need that right now.
Yeah. That's 100% true. I do want to ask.
Yes.
I do want to ask each of you, with what you guys are doing and the organizations that you guys are part of, why do you do this? I know it's such a
Kim, do you want to go first?
Big question, you know. But so people get to know who you are and the reason why you're, you know, you guys are doing this. Why do you do what you do?
Wow, that's a great question. Yes, I will go first, Celeste.
Thank you.
For me, it's that I know who I am. Everything I do is sourced from my values, and I stand for equity, justice, opportunity, access, love, and kindness. And I know that I can do my part in all these little micro moments, right? Each moment matters. And I think a lot of us are overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, how do I change the world? Oh my gosh, how do I, you know, make a difference? Oh my gosh, like, you know, the problems are so big. You know how we do it? We do it in every moment with how we show up. And I show up fully with who I am and knowing who I am. And so sometimes that actually means having hard conversations. It means being uncomfortable. It means things are messy. But the other thing is, it means, you know, community, because the way that we're doing this is by everybody's doing a little bit, you know, and yes, I'm working my ass off, but everybody's like working their butts off and everybody's doing different parts and everybody's contributing and everybody's bringing their strengths. And when everybody does that, I mean, that's the magic. So the reason I do this is because my legacy, what I want to leave behind is that, you know, I was a catalyst for bringing people together. And that's what growing greatness is we believe everybody's a leader and we see the greatness in every single human. Like everybody has something to contribute and everybody has something to offer. Yeah. And when we see people that way, they see themselves that way. And then they start to see other people that way. And then like every time we do an event, literally, like when I go home, I'm like, that was the best ever. And literally it is every freaking time. So that's awesome. That's my why.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I would say why I do this. I think it's important for me. I recently, I think it's like my life is really coming full circle. I recently found a journal that I had from when I was like, I think 12 years old. It says on there, like, Celeste Gutierrez, 12 years old, lives in Watsonville, goes to Lakeview Middle School. And in the bottom of it, and I didn't, like, this is not even a memory I have in my memory, like, but I know it exists because it's in my journal. And it's like a little picture of me with, like, I shaved my head when I was 12. Right. Whatever. Anyways. And it's like, when I grow up, I want to be a professional BMX rider. Right. So, like, I've always loved being active. Like, I did karate when I was a kid. I used to ride a bike. I had skateboarded, rode skates, rollerblades, like, loved being in the snow, like, loved being in the ocean, etc. So, like, the reason I do this is I feel like it's so important for people to see the power inside of themselves. Like, we all have innate power. Like, nobody gives it to us. We have it, right? And I think walking around in the world with that sense of like self, I've noticed it's almost like a beacon to other folks to be like, dude, it's okay to be yourself. Yeah. And it's okay if you're like a little bit quirky and if you're a little bit weird and if you don't fit into this like little tiny mold, you know? And that's why I do it, so that the kids that are growing up, and even some of the adults, because I've came across people that are like older than I am, that I can just tell that they're like a little bit like, well, I don't know if I want to do this because, well, what if people judge me because I shaved my head bald? Or like, oh, well, what if people say something? And it's like, okay, but they're going to say it anyways. So do it anyways, you know? So that's why I do it, so people can feel comfortable in who they are, and also so people can feel safe. And so people can feel loved. I think it's important. I feel like I've said that word loved probably like 10 times in this whole interview, if not more. And I think that that's important to me. It's like for people to feel safe, where they're like I can walk down the street and I know I'm going to be okay. You know, like I did it growing up here in Watsonville. I would tell folks like, oh yeah, I walked from like downtown. My parents live downtown. I remember being in like middle school and high school, walking from downtown Watsonville to Pinot Lake. And some folks were like, how did you do that? Like, aren't you afraid? And I'm like, no, like, this is my community. I feel safe. What are you talking about? You know? But I know that that's not the experience for most people, where most people are like, I'm not going to go and walk at midnight. And I'm like, why? Who's going to do something to you?
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's like, how do we build that sense of community? How do we build that sense of confidence and that sense of connectivity, that when we're connected to one another, you're not afraid. Like, we're afraid. Our sense of fear comes from the unknown, that I'm like, well, I don't know you, so I don't trust you. But once you start to know your community and once you start to know your neighbors, you're like, well, what am I really afraid of? You know, like, there's no real reason to be afraid. Like, conquer your fears, face them.
Yeah.
And I think the work that we're doing, it's very tangible, where it's like learning how to ride a bike, being able to go from like not knowing how to ride a bike to learning how to ride a bike within a couple of hours, if not less than an hour. You can see it in people's faces, where it's like transformational, where they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I could do this. And like, that one experience transfers to so many other parts of your life, where you're like, if I was able to do that, what more can I do?
Yeah.
So that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So let's say, I just want to add, because like, just yes, and oh my gosh, it just reminds me, like, because we both grew up in Watsonville.
Yeah.
Like, this event is a representation of all the best things of Watsonville, right? Like, it's celebrating, like, because Watsonville, I just had to write this paper in school. I am who I am so much because of Watsonville, right? Because Watsonville is grassrootsy. Watsonville cares about its community, right? Watsonville can do more with less, right? Watsonville, like, shows up for each other. Like, I remember the one year when there was like no Christmas lights going to come up. We all just ran to the Placita and we put them up. Like, we just make stuff happen, you know? And I mean, we have so many great examples of that with organizations like, you know, the Watsonville Film Festival, Digital Nest, Gardenia, us, Ecology Action. Like, we're all doing really amazing things, and we're making changes, and we're doing it together. And it's that collaboration and that co-creating that we're doing, and being creative and not being so restrictive.
Yes.
Right. With like what we're doing, we're like, I always say this to Celeste, we're just the yes people. We're like, okay, we say yes, and then we figure out how we're going to do it. And that, I think, is what a lot of the world is missing. And that's what I love about Watsonville. I love about our organizations, and I love about our work.
Yeah. And I think it's also like, we were just in a meeting, Kim and I, before this. And I think because both of us are pretty flexible and adaptable, that like, you have to be that to be able to like continue to move forward, you know, like that's how we're able to create what we're creating, is because of the flexibility that you're like, okay, well, this didn't work. So I got to be able to make a different decision right now. Like, I can't sit down and have a meeting and meet with a committee and meet for 12 times. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, we're going to change it, and we're going to be decisive, but thoughtful and inclusive of like, this is who's in the group. Let's get your guys' input, but then we're going to shift and not like drag it out. And I think sometimes that dragging out process can be a little bit like off-putting. Yeah. I know it's off-putting too.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. I love to hear your guys' point of view on this, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And you had mentioned, you said love, right? I think that's I think if you could describe this event, and Kim, you said you're taking the best parts about Watsonville, celebrating
the best parts. Yeah.
It's a love letter.
Totally.
It's a love letter to Watsonville. Okay. It's us saying, you know what? Like, I don't have much to give, but this is my heart, and this is how I know how to give back to my community, is my heart through this. So
totally. You're gonna make me cry. You know what it is? I'm serious. I'm over here thinking, I'm so glad I'm on the phone right now. It's we have each other. That's what matters most. Yeah. Who cares where we live, what our house looks like, the car we drive? Yes, sometimes we like nice things, whatever, but like, what matters is each other. And now more than ever, that matters. Yeah. More than ever. So that's why the way we're doing this event, it's so special. It's everything we do is this way. Everything.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Gaia's Libres is Sunday, November 2nd from 12 to 4. Downtown Watsonville. Let's see.
It's going to be at the Placita and Romo Park.
And I mean, I'm looking through like the event, you know, and I see, oh, that's one time. That says free right there.
Oh, I know
It
one
says
thing we
free
didn't
right
talk about.
It's like hard to believe that all the things are free.
I know.
No, I know.
And
When
people are looking at it like, probably looking, it's like, really free? Come on, dude. I'm like, hey.
No, when we have
We
events
also
in
did
general.
this in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
We did this in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a fast turnaround.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing we haven't talked about yet is if people want to volunteer.
Yes.
We love volunteers. We'll find something for everybody to do. We need lots of people to help keep the streets safe. We need, we're trying to have everything in English and Spanish so everybody can participate. We're going to have translators. We're going to have people that, if they want someone to walk around with them. Again, it's like, because we care, because we're sourcing this event from love. Like, it's not, it's inclusive. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
And I think with the accessibility point, like I think sometimes, we think about, or even just equity, I often get the impression that folks get it from like one perspective, and it's really an accessibility issue, right? So like when we do events, it's like, okay, how can we make it for folks that perhaps don't know how to read?
Yeah.
How can we make it accessible for them? Even if you don't speak the language, if you're in a wheelchair, or if you only, if whatever your mobility needs are, how can we make it accessible to you so that like people don't feel less than, I was just having a conversation with somebody about like, even if you don't have letters next to your name, right? You don't have a master's, a doctorate, et cetera. You still have knowledge. You still have love that you can give back to the community. 100%. So how can we create those spaces where people know that, so often that's not the case. So often it's like, oh, no, you don't have the letters next to your name, so you're not an expert in the topic that we're talking about. And it's like, well, actually, I live in Watsonville, and I use these streets, and I ride my bike on. What are you talking about? Like, I am an expert. Exactly. I'm literally on it all the time, And I think being able to create that space for people to see that and experience it firsthand, dope.
Yeah. That's awesome. Kim, is there anything else you want to add? Anything else that we missed that the people might want to know going into it? I think we touched on a lot, right?
The
we
website,
covered a
maybe?
lot of things.
Like where they can find more information?
Yes, that's a great one. That was one thing I did want to say. So we have a website. So you can go to Calles Libres Watsonville. That's our website. If you go there, you can sign up to participate as an organization. You can sign up to volunteer. We hope that, people will walk, ride. There's places to park if you want to come from another area. And just, bring a smile and be ready to try new things and have fun. I think we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. November 2nd. Excuse me, I'm thinking 4 for some reason. But November 2nd at the Placita downtown Watsonville, from 12 to 4. It's free. It's open to the public. There's going to be so many events.
Come in your bike, come in your skateboard, come in your batamobile.
Yes.
All are welcome.
Yes. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, the day of. So if you want to come dressed up también, there's going to be an altar, bring a picture, bring something.
It'd be cool if people came dressed in like a skeleton riding their bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot. We're also going to have face painting. We're going to have free face painting. So we're going to have Fiesta. Shout out to Fiesta Face Paint. They're going to be there doing free face painting for anybody who wants it. Grown up or kids. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Zumba, anything that it's fun for the entire family. Family. So
all ages.
All ages, yes. Kim, thank you for joining us. Celeste, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you guys there. We're looking forward to it. Thank you guys for taking the time out every day to come out here and promote the event. And maybe in the future, I'll get you guys one-on-one individually, and we'll hear more about your story. So, guys, Calles Libres, we got November 2nd again. Come check it out. And ladies, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Guys, I'll see you there this weekend at the event, in 2 weeks, actually, as a matter of fact, at the event. Depending on when you watch this episode. But thank you again. Catch you guys on the next one. God bless. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.